Welcome back. Happy New Year, 2017. I have to remember to put that on my checks, you know.
Do you want to introduce the show or not?
Oh, we're live under the laundry pile. Sorry.
Hello.
It's,
You got all excited and just blew your wad all over the place.
I did. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I could never be like an introducer or anything. They'd be like, "Excuse me, what's the fucking show?" I'm
Right.
like, "Oh yeah,
Maybe we do need a script.
yeah." We used to have a script.
We did.
But we thought we were so good we didn't need one again. Or is it because we've been lazy and we just haven't
I
printed
think
one
we've
out?
been lazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I moved the office around, and now the printer, I have to connect it because it's not wireless. So I
yeah.
don't print as much because...
Yeah.
And I won't buy a new one because I still have ink left, and I'm that cheap.
I could have printed it, but yeah, no. It's okay. It's okay. It's a new year. It's totally fine to not do
Yes.
everything perfectly. I am a firm believer in that.
No,
so.
it has to be perfect.
No, she's just kidding.
So this is Copper and Heather.
Yep. And we're back.
Yeah.
Thanks for making 2016 pretty awesome.
It was.
We were pretty impressed. Thank you very much. So
At least we had this going for us.
yeah, right.
Aww.
Oh my goodness. Well,
How was Christmas?
you know, it was very nice. I don't know. I know you and I were talking about it earlier, but if you guys didn't notice, we kind of took a little hiatus, which
We shut the hell down.
we did.
Yeah.
But, you know, with school obligations and it just got nuts.
Right.
And things just got out of control. And it was a nice welcome break. I really
when
didn't feel
break-
guilty at all.
Right. When break comes around, I really just want to hang out at home. I barely even saw you, to be honest.
know.
So
No, I know. We didn't
Yeah.
like message each other very often.
No.
There were days that went by, which was very unusual,
Right.
really weird, but it was okay.
Because normally it's not even an hour.
No, it's multiple times
Yeah.
a day. So
Mostly
but,
just naughty stuff, but that's, a different story.
But yeah, Christmas
Yeah.
was good. You know, unfortunately, we started out Christmas break.
Oh, God.
We got the
yeah.
dreaded stomach virus. I think what.
It just was like they were little toy soldiers falling over.
Yeah, and it was weird because it wasn't everyone at one time. It was one, and then a few days later it was another, and then a few days later it was another, and
Yes.
so it was very weird. And it was. Thankfully, it wasn't horrible. Like
It was pretty quick, right?
It
They would
was
get
like
sick
they
and they'd be
threw up,
done.
and then that was it. You know, maybe a couple times, and then that was it.
Did you ever get it?
I did not, knock on wood,
Yeah.
because there was a point. Remember, I told you
Yes,
that night at
yeah.
9:30 at night, I fell asleep holding the garbage can because I was so fearful. Like I was very nauseous.
Right.
But no.
I think maybe it was in your head. Because I get like that. Like the kids will be sick, and I'm like, oh my God, is that sore throat? I think that's a sore throat. Oh my God, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? You know?
Yeah.
And then it's really nothing.
It could have been,
Right.
but I don't know. I just be honest with you, and I think I was just exhausted at that point. You guys are gonna have to listen to my stomach growl again.
I
this
should get you
time.
a banana.
Holy cow, you might have to. But I'm serious. Yeah. So that's how our Christmas break started out. But thankfully, it was over and done, and we were able to. We went ice skating.
Yes, I
Which-
saw that. How fun.
Yeah, ice skating is not as much fun
It's
as roller
stressful.
skating.
It's really stressful.
It literally rubbed holes on poor Landon's ankles and legs.
Yeah. Oh, I saw that.
Yeah,
Poor
they were
dude.
not very fond of the ice
Right.
skating. It's a lot more work.
Yeah.
So other than that, that's all we did. I mean, we had a hot chocolate party to wrap up. We just
Yes.
had that on Monday, and I invited the kids over, and my kids love stuff like that.
They do.
They did.
Mine do too.
Yeah. And something extra special happened besides my mom's birthday. Happy birthday, my mom. It was on
Happy
Christmas
birthday,
Day.
Mom.
There was another birthday. I don't know who that was. It was some stupid woman. Like, I
I'm 40 now.
don't know. A big 4-0.
Yeah.
It's really not that big of a
It's
deal.
really no different than 39.
No, or 35. But it is much different than 25. Let me just tell you right now.
Oh, yeah. Well,
It
for
is.
one thing, my boobs are in a completely different place.
They point different directions.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're going to have to get me that damn banana.
You're closer to the door.
I'm serious. I'm going to get a banana. That's hilarious. Oh my goodness.
So we paused there for a second so that she could raid my produce.
Well, I felt like I was in high school where your stomach growls in the middle of class and it's like so deathly quiet. That's mortifying. So yeah, you talk for a minute.
I'm going to watch you eat that banana.
What is this, the porn hour? No.
Well, you hate bananas,
I do.
so the fact that you're eating that is amazing.
Yeah, it's nice and firm. That's how I
Yeah.
like my bananas. That's almost for you, Janelle. I do like a firm banana. Don't you?
I can't.
Well, I
Wait,
can.
what were we talking about? My birthday.
Yes.
Yeah. So nothing changed.
No. But it was, I mean, so what all did you get for your birthday?
Booze.
I thought you were going to say boobs.
No,
Sorry.
I did not get boobs. I would totally like to get boobs, but I didn't. I actually had a play date that morning, and the dude's little friend, her very sweet mother, brought me a nice bottle of wine, a very nice bottle of wine. And then my other friend dropped off some beer. I mean, it's like people know what to get me. So, and Moose got me some beautiful flowers. He wasn't here, so he left he came home literally for Christmas and left again. So, but he sent me some really gorgeous flowers. So I got that. And then a couple of my friends took me out for dinner.
I didn't get to go.
No,
And I was
we
really
tried
sad.
to. Like, we really, yeah.
I had teen issues. I want to elaborate. Well, yes, I will elaborate.
Yeah,
Should I elaborate?
She's not gonna listen.
Hell no,
This
she
is
doesn't.
amazing. I was like, girl, what are you thinking?
My daughter is 15, and she thought it was a good idea to go to Whataburger at 2 o'clock in the morning. And in order to do that in a 2-story house, she saw on YouTube where you could knot together some sheets. You know where I'm going with
Yeah.
this. So she knotted the sheets together, and she looped them under her sister's bed because her sister was in Florida, and climbed her ass out of a 2-story house.
Yeah.
And of course, I caught her when she came back in because I could hear her feet banging against the side of the house. I was so pissed off. I said, you could have been laying out on the fucking ground with a broken neck.
Right.
And no one would have known
Those
it.
sheets could have caught around her neck, and she literally would have.
Someone could have even come in my house because
Right.
turns out she left the window open with those sheets dangling down the side of the house. And I said, and she says, oh my God, like, well, what are the odds anybody would ever climb up the house? I said, you just did it. So yeah, that's why I didn't go, because she was grounded, and I thought, I'm not leaving my kid
we
with
were all
you.
set. We were all set for you to come out with us.
But Landon stayed back. The
Right.
girls went to Pensacola, but Landon stayed back, and I said, I can't leave her with
No,
him.
uh-uh.
What if she gets pissed
No,
off? And, like,
I wouldn't have left her by herself, quite frankly.
No. Oh, God,
right?
no.
It was fine, and then not that you were missed, but we had a good time. We went and had Mexican because
That's all you're supposed to eat anyway.
right, exactly. And my friend even did her research and found out what my favorite cake was, because it was funny because she pulled it out and I'm like, tiramisu, how did you know that? And she's like, ESP, bitch. And I'm like, no, really, how did you know that? But she had texted Moose and asked him, so.
Well, the question is, did you eat it all? Do you have any left?
I did
could
not
have eaten
eat
that.
all of it.
Do you have it left right now?
No.
Damn.
Yeah.
Because I could have eaten that instead
Yeah,
of this stupid banana.
I ate a good portion of it though, because she sent the rest of it home with me. But
Okay.
we did that, and then we were gonna go bowling, but something happened where we weren't able to go, and so we actually just drove back to the bubble where we live because we're all old and we need to be in bed at a certain time. And we went to this little dive bar. It was nothing special about the bar, but it was quiet. Because a lot of times we tend to, when we walk in somewhere, we get, like, not because of me, but because of the beautiful people that I hang out with. What's the word I want? Like, just people are drawn to the group, and then you're like, sleazes are drawn to the group, and like get away from us, yeah. Like, we just want to hang out. So we went to this bar and we played pool for a couple hours, and it was a good time. It was perfect. It was exactly. I didn't want anything huge. I wasn't in the mood for anything really big, so it was kind of nice just to get out, have a babysitter. I didn't have to worry about the kids for a couple hours, and I might have had a drink or two. Or 10. But
That's what you're supposed to do.
right, exactly. So
Well,
it was
I'm
a lot of
glad.
fun.
I hate
So,
I missed it, but yeah, I'm glad you.
Thank
you
you,
got out.
Missy and Carrie, for taking me out, making me put real pants on. Because I was originally not going to do anything because he wasn't here, but Missy was like, yeah, no, you have to do something.
Yeah,
so
you do.
she forced my hand and made me put a bra on, and that's, where we went with that. So,
Well, I owe you. I told you.
Yeah.
I said the perfect birthday would be perfect night for people like us would be. I'm gonna call her at 6:30 and say yes, we're still going.
Right.
Get your clothes on. I don't really want to go either, but we're gonna go. And then we go at like 7 and we eat, have a couple of drinks, and then we come home.
Yeah.
And then that's it.
Like there's
happy
no
birthday
expectation.
to you.
Yeah, there's happy birthday. You can put stretchy
Just
pants
like
on again.
amazing. That's how my husband and I go out. That's what
Yeah.
we do. We go, we stuff our faces, and then we go home.
I'm gonna go to bed. You know, fun thing is we not to get really sidetracked because we have a great subject today, but Matt and I will sometimes utilize the church where my youngest goes to preschool does a parents' night out every couple of months. It's really great. They don't charge very much at all, and the kids hang out there for 3 hours. They get fed, they get entertained, they get worn out. We almost never use a full 3 hours.
Yeah, no.
We're like so
no.
pitiful. Like we go out to dinner and we get so full that we just want to grab the kids so we can go home and lay in our bed and watch TV.
Well, and if you eat Mexican like we almost always do,
Right.
you're done in like 30
Right,
minutes,
yeah.
and you're like, oh. And my husband's like, well, what do we do now? And I'm like, you want to go to Walmart? Well, we'll just go home.
Right, exactly.
That's exactly what we do.
We're
So, I mean, we'll
sad.
sit there and literally try to think of somewhere
Right.
to go because we're done in like
Right.
45 minutes.
Well, and I think our downfall is we never and it doesn't really take effort, but we joke about it taking so much effort to leave the bubble.
Mm-hmm.
So you're very limited on what you can do. You know, our little 5-mile radius
Yeah.
of our little community, which there are plenty of options here.
Gosh, if it is even
Yeah,
that,
I'm not
maybe.
sure. I think it's about 4 miles from the front to the back.
How
so,
funny.
But it's just, and it really, there's so much in the Houston area, but we just don't like getting on the highway.
You know the problem I find with Houston, and I told you before, was one of the reasons we moved here was because we were excited at all the possibilities.
Right.
But when you get here, you don't realize how spread out Houston
Yeah,
is.
it's huge.
So it's an hour to go anywhere.
Oh, very much so.
So we do. I
Right.
agree. We stay in the bubble.
Well, you know how long it takes to get to Sugarland?
Probably 2 hours.
Yeah. And it's a great area.
It's like
there's
Katy.
There's a ton down there. There's a ton in Katy, but
Yeah.
hell no, I'm not driving over
No,
there.
no, I'm not either. I agree. So we were very, very disappointed when we realized
Right,
how
right.
spread out it was.
Yeah,
and it's
there's-
probably one of the most spread out cities, I believe.
And my friend Carrie, she's very adventurous, and so a lot of the exploring that I have done has been her forcing my hand to leave Kingwood.
Yeah.
So
Thanks, Carrie.
because she'll be like, she's like, we're going to the museum. Like, okay.
And you're like, oh, okay.
Because she's very adventurous, so she knows all the good areas. But it takes a strong arm to get me to.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too. I agree.
And I love it when I get there. It's just the effort that goes into doing it.
I can talk myself
Right.
out of almost anything.
Yeah.
I can talk anybody out of almost anything.
Right.
I'll just be honest. Like I tell my friend Joan that all the time. She's like, I need to buy this. Come with me so you can talk me out of
Right.
it. I'm like, I can talk you out of anything. I'm like, do you really need that? Don't you have something at home that works just as well? Maybe, is that a profession? I could get paid for that.
Yes, you should do
You
that.
want to be, yeah, I could follow around rich people who need to save money and tell them, you don't need that.
I don't really think it's the rich people that need to save
No,
money.
okay, maybe it's the
Okay.
people. But then they couldn't pay me.
True.
Damn. I gotta
True.
find somebody. Okay.
All right, let's get started. So, this is episode 19, and we're talking resolutions.
Obviously.
Do you do resolutions?
I do. I think everybody does.
Yeah.
Maybe not out loud, but subconsciously you're thinking, okay, it's a new year. I'm going to start this and I'm going to do this. And I think everybody does it.
Well, you know me, and you know I have my stats.
Mm-hmm.
So, the definition, a firm decision to do or not to do something. The most popular resolutions being, of course,
Lose weight.
No.
Oh.
New Year's resolution. So that's the most popular time for people
Okay.
to make. Yeah, they
Okay.
don't just like wake up on a Tuesday and say,
Oh, I gotcha.
Right. So, 45% of people make New Year resolutions. 8% of those people actually believe that they achieve their goals.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So why bother doing it?
I don't know.
People who explicitly make resolutions, these are the people that say, I'm going to do this. That they verbally or they write it down, they make a plan on what they're going to do, are 10 times more likely to achieve their goals than just the guy staying around going,
I'm going to lose weight today.
I need to lose weight,
Yeah.
or I need to save money. These people that
Right.
sit down, even though 8% of them actually achieve these goals, is 10 times more likely to achieve them
When
if
it's
you
written.
sit down and make that plan. So
I believe that.
I think that resolutions are important, and I know that we don't attain them, but failure is still success in some way because at least you attempted to do it.
I just
So-
kind of zoned out on all of that you just said.
Are
Yeah.
you kidding me?
I'm not. I was watching your mouth move and I didn't hear any of it. But the people did, so don't worry about it. You don't have to repeat yourself.
Ass.
I'm sorry.
So I got a list of the most common resolutions of. I'm just ignoring you. This is not the Copper Show. Eat your banana.
I already ate it. While you watched me. I felt uncomfortable, by the way, eating that banana. Don't
did.
eat bananas while people watch you.
I enjoyed it.
It's weird. Ew.
Where's this show going?
Too bad we can't put music in the background while we talk. I hear bow chicka wow wow.
I don't think I'm going to eat any more bananas now.
Ew.
Most common resolutions of 2015, which was the last time I don't know when they do these, but they didn't have something for 2016.
There's no internet in 2016.
I really can't imagine. I can't imagine that it's changed much because these are pretty common. So, lose weight,
Obviously.
get organized, spend less and save more,
Okay.
enjoy life to the fullest,
Absolutely.
staying fit and healthy.
Okay, that's the same thing as lose weight.
I know
right?
it keeps. Everything's pretty similar. Where was I? Staying fit and healthy. Learn something exciting. Quit smoking. Help others with their dreams. Fall in love. Which, okay, I'm gonna go on a rant here and say that's a bullshit resolution because how do you
What do you go
that?
stand on the street corner and look for somebody
Right,
to fall in
like
love?
you're gonna fall in love when you fall in love.
That's a
I don't-
resolution?
Yes, I thought that one was.
Why can't it be a better human being and then people will fall in love with you?
Right, exactly. I'm like,
Assholes.
what are you forcing it? What? How do you?
You must be an asshole to have to go out and say, I'm going to fall in love this year.
This is the year. Like it's gonna happen when it happens. Chill.
Maybe she needs to eat a banana in front of people.
Spend more time with family. I don't understand that one, but I mean, I'm sure some people do.
I guess some people like that
I'm
stuff.
content. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, those are the top. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
like
6,
50.
7, 8, 9, 10. A lot of them are very similar. I'm ignoring you.
I'm sorry. There was something in that banana.
I soak all my bananas in vodka. How do you think I keep my kids in line?
Oh, let me breathe on you and you can tell me if that's true or not. The rum chata.
Do you want to tell me your resolutions?
Damn, a banana soaked in rum chata would be good. Focus, Heather.
Oh, we should invent a drink.
Oh, I think we need to.
I think a blogger co-post about bananas and rum chata.
Oh, I think so. Because I don't really
Think
like
of-
bananas, but in a rum
Think of all
chata
the
mix.
taste testing we could do.
Oh my goodness, we could almost make like a vanilla pudding meets bananas Foster rum chata drink.
Yes.
And you put it in a glass and
Can
you
we
can line
have,
it
like-
with crushed vanilla
Like a
wafers.
vanilla wafers, yes.
Yes.
Okay, we're
Oh,
doing
and
it.
you squeeze the the whipped cream on top, the whipped topping on top. Oh, that sounds good. We might have to do that. We
Yes.
might have to live record while we make that,
Yes.
so we can test it while we record.
Yes.
That's a good idea. Okay, my resolutions
Yes.
are probably pretty similar to some of those and yours.
And mine.
You know, my number one was to exercise.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why. Because when I broke my ankle, it'll be 2 years ago in February. Up to that point, I have a treadmill in my room, which makes it easy. But I exercised every day. I didn't run, but I walked. And when I broke my ankle, I kind of noticed after that year of being mostly sedentary, 2
Right.
surgeries in 1 year kind of
Right.
kicks your ass.
But you didn't
That I
get back into it, right?
I did not, because it took a while with my ankle, so I kind of started to gain weight. And the only difference was I had stopped exercising.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really eat any different, but I stopped the exercise. So mine is more just to get back to where I was.
Right.
And it's not necessarily just to lose weight, but it's just to get back to where I was, you know, as far as comfort-wise
Right.
with my body. Because I'm not a firm believer in you have to weigh this much and you have to look like this. I'm a firm believer in you have to be comfortable in your skin. And it also helps with your heart. You
Right.
know, heart issues do run in my family. So I like to keep the cardio going. And oh my God, everybody keeps dropping like flies from heart attacks these days.
Right.
Granted, you know, there are other
Well,
issues.
we talked about that, yeah.
Yeah, but
Like
it's
we've
still
lost
a very
some,
scary
some
possibility.
celebrities in the last couple months, you know, very young celebrities, but it's been heart issues. But the reality of some of that is
Yeah, well, they had underlying
in
addictions.
their
Yeah.
younger lives they had addictions that really
Right.
cause permanent, you know.
But it is. I mean, it's a very scary reality. I
But
think,
so
to
do
anybody.
donuts.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, so exercise. That was probably
and you know what exercise also helps with?
What?
Up here.
Oh, your brain.
Yeah.
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 Oh, okay. Maybe that's why
Mental
I've been an idiot for the past
clarity.
2 years. So was that one of yours?
Yeah.
It
Well,
was?
to be healthier physically and mentally, and I think some of
Okay.
that is exercise. And we had a long conversation about this the other day. So
Yeah. And I
neither one of us are in a good place body wise.
No, I mean, to be honest, I don't know if you're the same way as I am, but I say my diet hasn't really changed, but I have eaten out a lot more than I ever have, which is not a bad thing if you're exercising and
Right.
kind of like at least balancing
The
it
moderation. But
Yeah.
when you go out to eat, you make worse choices than what you would eat at
out.
home.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I eat all the chips.
I mean, I love going out to eat. It's one of my favorite things to do. But I don't make good choices. Like you said, I'm not going out to eat
salad.
to have a salad. Right.
Hell no.
Right.
I don't eat no damn salad when I go to a restaurant.
Right.
I barely eat that shit at home.
Right.
I want, like,
Right.
all the queso
Right.
and all the, Can you tell I only like Mexican food?
Yeah.
I do not like other restaurants, except for Skeeter's. Their fish tacos are amazing.
I try to not look at you when you eat those fish tacos.
Oh my God, they're like heaven. They're like better than rum chata. But anyway, so yeah, exercise. So yours was exercise. Or yours was
Yes, yeah.
my I'm a weirdo, but my second one was to learn some hobbies, and I think I've
What did
bitten
you
off.
cross out?
I
Oh,
wanted
you
to
just
start
worded
a
it
craft
different.
business.
Okay.
But I'm a weirdo. Like I'm literally trying to tackle 3 hobbies
Right.
at one time.
Right.
I don't know what the hell I'm thinking. I got the digital camera, the Cameo silhouette machine that cuts the vinyl, and then the sewing machine. I bought myself a sewing machine.
So did you finally got the sewing
I
machine?
did,
then?
and
Yeah.
now I'm like looking at all this shit, going, "Oh my God!"
Well,
I'm
you know-
starting to twitch.
I have a sewing machine that I can pull mine out and we can kind of learn together.
Good. Oh, you don't know how to use it.
Not very well, but
Okay.
listen, I just said pull mine out.
That's what he said. Literally.
Anyway,
That is what he said.
we can both learn how to use it.
That's what he said too.
Yeah.
Well,
What?
did you? It's your turn. Did you? I used to know how to sew, but that's like one of my things.
Right.
Like,
It's
I
kind of one
want
of
to
those
be more
things that I've
crafty
not
this
get.
year.
Like I need to
'Cause you are
get
crafty.
adventurous with my. I try. I enjoy.
She cross stitched me this amazing
Yes.
cross stitch, whatever shit you call it. But it's a picture in a frame, and I put it on our Instagram, and it's really funny. I don't recall what exactly it said.
It had a potty word.
It's really a potty word. I've already said the
Yes.
word earlier, and
I
you're gonna
know.
say that. It said something about cussing, and
It says, "I do not spew profanities. I enunciate them like a fucking lady."
yeah, that's what it was. And I was gonna hang it on my wall, but I might wait.
Right.
So
Don't put more holes in those walls.
no, I'm not. But I will hang it. I was pretty proud of it.
Yes.
But so yeah, that's my second one too. I want to be a bit craftier
Yeah.
and learn some things. Because I love that vinyl machine,
Oh, I know you do.
and I would
Your
love
love
to,
for that thing is insane.
It is crazy.
Yeah.
So what's your second one?
I'd like to be more organized, and that goes for everything.
You're already organized.
I'm well hidden.
What do you mean?
Don't open that drawer. That's what I mean.
Why do you have a sword over there? I'm sorry, I see a sword over your
That's
shoulder.
my This is a letter opener.
This is what she's gonna do if she can't get organized.
Yeah.
She's gonna stab a bitch.
Yeah, that's a letter opener. My parents went to when my dad retired from his job. They went to Spain for a month.
That is the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life.
They brought that back for us. So
You should like
that's
hide
from
that
Spain.
under your bed. If someone breaks in, you just stab them. That's awesome. So is that a step toward organizing?
I don't even use it. I just keep it out because it's a good memory.
It's super
But yeah,
cute.
we don't open our bills. We just throw them away.
That's the best. That's the best way to handle it.
But I need to be, more organized. I think planning out in advance, and that goes for paperwork and schedules and house management, all that stuff. You
Right.
know, I could be more.
God, and you're like the most
Beneficial.
organized person that I know. Honestly,
I think I just hide it really well.
because I was really impressed. Like everything we go to, she shows up with a damn folder. Like it's already labeled and shit with like the name. Where was it? We went and you showed up with that folder and it was already labeled. I'm like,
The district
"Bitch,
meeting. I've
seriously?"
got my PTA folder.
No, it was
I've
even
got it-
before then.
I've got one for Girl Scouts. I've got one for PTA. I've
it
got
was
one
the
for
yearbook. It was the yearbook meeting. Like literally,
yeah.
school had
Yeah.
been in session for like 3 days or something, and she shows up with this, and I'm like, trying to make everybody look bad, right? She already had a folder with like stickers and stuff, and I'm just like, okay.
I love that crap. I love office supplies.
Yeah, you do.
Okay, so that's mine. What's next?
Read more, which is
Yes,
weird, man. But I love
yeah.
to read.
I
But
do
last couple of years, I've just taken.
Well, you
hiatus.
gave me or brought those books over for me to read, and I'm like getting to the point now the kids are back in school. I'm gonna have time to read them, and every time I look, I'm like, finally, because she brought them over like right before the Christmas season kicked in. I'm like, that's just cruel because they're gonna sit there. I don't have time. So, but
But
finally,
I read at night when the kids go to bed. Now, granted, I'm usually falling asleep reading,
Right.
but at least I read. I did read somewhere that you can make a resolution to read 10 pages a day, and it helps you get you back on. But yeah, I love to read. I've just put it on the back burner for too long.
And see, I think when you mentioned that, the whole thing about resolutions of, I think you're going to be, and we'll get back to our list, but I'm going to lose this thought if I don't give it or say it. Not just saying, I'm going to read more, or I'm going to exercise, or I'm going to do this, but saying, this is how I'm going to do this, and I'm going to start today.
Have a plan. Right.
And we talked about the other day when I was talking about the food thing, you were saying to implement one thing at a time versus saying, I'm going to start exercising tomorrow, and tomorrow I'm going to eat salad, and tomorrow I'm going to read books, and tomorrow I'm going to budget my life. And doing everything at once makes it very
unachievable, unattainable.
Right. And then you're just beating yourself up and quitting.
I agree.
But saying, tomorrow I'm going to start exercising. Next week, I'm going to add some salad in. And then the week after that, I'm going to look into ways to budget better. So having time spaced out where you're getting used to one thing before you kick in.
Yeah.
Another
Well, because
resolution.
I read that by committing to the one thing and doing it over and over and over again, then it becomes consistent and it's ingrained.
Right.
And then you can move on to something else.
Right.
But like I said, with the one thing, especially if you're trying to lose weight, with like water, because I started drinking water a couple of years ago, and the only way I could do it, because I hated water, was to just say every single day, this is it.
Right.
I'm just going to drink, X amount of water a day. And now it's such a habit. That's like all I drink.
Right.
Occasionally I will drink a soda, but that's only, if I have a really bad headache or if I'm out at a restaurant. But at home, I drink nothing but water.
Right.
And it just became second nature because I concentrated on it for, a few weeks, and then it just became second nature. And then I moved on to the next habit, or the next thing that I wanted to,
I think life is a really cruel bitch that all the bad habits are just as easy as eating a pan of brownies.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And then saying, screw it, I'm going to eat all the brownies,
Yeah.
Versus a good habit isn't that easy.
Right.
Like, what is the deal with that we're programmed to do all these not so great things?
Because water tastes like shit, let's just be honest.
Brownies are delicious.
Yeah, I mean, if you gave me a choice of a Coke and a water, I'm probably going to take the Coke. I'm not being ugly, but why am I telling you not being ugly?
I don't know. Like, I would be offended by that.
I just,
Like, gasp. Coke? Ugh.
I mean, yeah, you judgmental bitch. Okay.
As long as they're sweet tea, I'm happy.
Me too. And I don't like people who think that tea shouldn't be sweet.
And don't sweeten your tea with artificial sweetener and tell me it's sweet tea.
Yeah.
That's not sweet tea.
Or don't hand me unsweet tea.
Oh, for the love of
What the
God,
hell?
no.
Yeah, no.
I mean, like, if I have unsweet tea and I have to add sweetener in, that's one thing. But don't sell me on sweet tea.
And then say, oh, but we have
Right. Yeah.
artificial sweetener stuffed over here in the...
That's not sweet tea.
No, that's not.
That's just sweetened
garbage.
tea. There's a difference between sweetened tea and sweet tea.
Yeah, that's just, yeah. Mm-mm.
Why do we stay on focus?
So yeah, reading more was one of my things too as well.
I wrote travel.
Okay.
Not necessarily just big travel, but
Locally maybe?
local travel, like in the whole leaving the bubble thing, and
Gotcha.
even like little things like making more. I should have wrote that differently. Big travel is good. I want to do that too. We have a nasty habit of not really doing vacations, not going anywhere, not
Us too.
exploring.
Right.
We can do that. Like, we should do that. Everyone should. But also the small stuff where I take time to do things that are outside my comfort zone, and not even things with the kids, like get a babysitter.
Go for the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah, I agree. We don't do it enough either. I mean, especially with Lloyd traveling with his new position. No, absolutely not. But hopefully I see travel in our future, your future as well. So we'll see.
Yeah.
You sound so excited.
I'm not going anywhere.
Oh, never say never.
I have to pack.
Oh, yeah. But it's fun once you get there. And that what you said about the museum?
It was fun. Yeah. It was a good time.
All right. I'm gonna skip the next one because it was just the same redundant. It was just eat better.
It was
incorporate with one thing a month or whatever. But
I like that. Experiment with one new food a month.
Well, I go in the grocery store and I see all these vegetables and I think I would like to try that, but I just walk past.
What's the scariest vegetable for you when you look at when you're going through produce and you're like, because I have an answer to that.
Honestly, I'm going to say Brussels sprouts just because
easy,
don't like Brussels sprouts.
Oh, no. Oh, I love Brussels sprouts.
One of my kids told me she does, but...
Yeah. Really, they're really good roasted, so...
Yeah, okay.
Something I love, but I'm always afraid to try to cook, is artichoke.
Artichoke. Oh, okay. We eat a lot of artichoke, but my in-laws make it New Orleans style, like a breaded artichoke.
Right. But I love that. They buy it in produce and then they see that's the thing. It's
you apparently put butter and breadcrumbs down inside of it or whatever.
Yeah, but you have to there's parts you have to cut and parts you don't cut, and it's just the whole prep of it makes me really nervous.
No, I'm gonna have to agree with you on that one.
Love the flavor and the texture, and they're really good.
I agree. You know what one of my favorite vegetables is? Kale. I mean, not kale, but oh my gosh, I just drew a total blank. It's the long thing with the red, oh my gosh, I drew a total blank. It looks like lettuce, kind of. I'm going to have to look it up real quick because you're looking at me like I'm crazy. But I have roasted it on a pan before, and it is, it's amazing.
Is it leafy?
Yes, it is leafy. It's, oh my gosh. It's green on the end and red on the stems. Let's see what a leaf...
Rhubarb?
No, a leafy vegetable looks like.
I don't even know if rhubarb is a vegetable.
It is,
or fruit.
yeah, it's a root. I think rhubarb is a fruit.
Oh, yeah,
a root. Swiss chard.
Oh, yeah.
I love it. If you I can eat the whole pan by myself.
Yeah.
But if you roast it on a pan, there's a recipe on Pinterest that I got. It's so good. I love Swiss chard. I do. But that was one of the things that a couple years ago was intimidating to me,
right?
And I just decided I'm just going to buy it and make it.
See what I can do with it.
I love it.
Yeah,
I do.
Maybe that's what I should do.
Yeah,
I'm going to buy the artichoke.
Yeah, just try it. I mean, I buy it in the jar all the time and put it on
me
salads.
Too. Yeah, me too.
But
the fresh ones.
Yeah.
And there's so many yummy things with the butter. I mean, okay, that makes it less good for you, but still
a vegetable.
Yeah.
But I'm going to try the Brussels sprouts, too. Because Aubrey told me she liked them. And I said, where the hell did you have Brussels sprouts?
And I think, from when we grew up, our thought process with Brussels sprouts is, the...
It's a baby cabbage.
The boiled ones, and they're really smushy, which I actually do like it that way. But you can, cut them in half and roll them in, or toss them in some olive oil and salt and pepper, and then put them on a pan and roast them.
I'll have to try
Completely different flavor.
Okay, I'll try that. That's going to be
my... baby cabbages.
That's going to be my thing. Because I kind of committed to, buying one... not weird, but I call it weird.
You make the Brussels sprouts and I'll make the artichoke. Yeah.
Just to see.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was one of mine.
Travel. Oh wait, no, I already said travel.
Improve your memory.
Right. Yeah. Oh God.
Yeah.
I think maybe the being healthier will help with that. Building the blog and the podcast, that's I feel like we are not just together, but on the side, separate from each other because we do have separate lives. I know that's kind of hard to believe sometimes, but
we're a package deal,
we're
man.
Right on the cusp of something, and that this year could be, I don't think it's going to break it, but it could really make it. And so I'd like a lot of focus to be on that. And part of that is really putting my foot down and saying, this is what I'm doing.
Right.
It's not a hobby. It's a career.
Right.
I
want to take it somewhere.
Right, exactly. So.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I definitely feel that way about the podcast. I have to say, though, I'm getting to the point with my my blog where I'm not really sure at this moment.
And we talked about that. I think that you're...
What direction...
Right.
Not what direction I want to go in, but if I want to sustain it. And I'll be honest with you. I have no problem, posting stuff on Facebook.
Right.
It's just the sheer... It's just very overwhelming, the thought of having to sit down once a week. And I think because with a blog, the kiss of death is to be inconsistent.
Right.
And then that means you've got to have a day every week that you take out and you write something. And it's very time consuming, So I'm kind of, it's not on the back burner, but it's not something that I'm stressing out about at this point.
Well, and I think that's why, because you were like, I just don't know if I want to give it up. And I told you, I said, don't give it up. Take a break.
Yeah. Yeah.
Keep being consistent on Facebook and Instagram and stuff, but take a break. I said, you're on the cusp. I keep saying on the cusp. Who the hell am I? How's it a different way? Let me check my thesaurus. You're right on the verge of some pretty big events that are prime material for,
We'll see. We'll see where this year takes us. But yeah, I'm not going to stress about it. I'm not. I mean,
I think when you start stressing about it, some of the point is lost.
Yeah. I think because when you first start one, you're thinking, oh, it's going to immediately blow up. You're going to make, money, not millions, obviously, but you're going to make money and, people are going to, come to you for advice and want to read your stuff. And the reality is it takes a ton of work to get to that point. I mean, I've read the stories of people and they have to invest so much time. And I'll be honest with you, I don't want to do that. I'm not willing to do that. I have other things that I want to do. So, yeah.
Maybe you'll take it down a different road then.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
Get that digital camera going and you can just be a photographer instead of a blogger.
That or I could make
I mean, you often your passion is more in the pictures, the visual than the words anyway.
It is.
So.
I mean, I love to write, but it's to do them both. It's just overwhelming.
Right.
I mean, it is. I mean, you got to have the Pinterest-worthy pins.
Right.
And it's just, golly.
First, I don't even give a shit if I'm successful. So it's, I just want to, I don't know what I want to do, but.
Yeah. So yeah, that.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's nice to be successful, but.
Yeah, so I don't know about that.
But if I started really stressing about it, I'd be done,
And I think that's kind of the point that I've gotten to.
The entire point is like, I'd be like, I need to take a break or reassess where I'm going. Because if I'm getting stressed about it, I'm not going in the right direction because that wasn't the point.
Right. No. So yeah, that was one of, but and it kind of.
If you can hear that was me being a jerk, rattling my ice in front of the microphone. I'm sorry.
My next one was do more for me.
Yeah.
And I have committed. Like, if I want to go get a pedicure once a month, I will, damn it. It's $30.
Right.
What's it gonna, literally?
It's not gonna kill you.
It's not.
Right.
It's not. And I've been really guilty of never doing those things for myself.
I agree, me too.
And so I've just decided, I'm going to. That's just gonna be something that I do. So.
Well, we talked about my haircut dilemma multiple times. Like, I just can't ever bring myself to get my hair cut.
Right.
And it's such a silly thing because everybody else in my house gets them on a regular basis.
Right. Okay. We don't get haircuts. I cut the kids' hair, and every great once in a while, I'll go get my hair cut because
I do not cut my kids' hair because I don't have that ability. Yeah. Some people just can't do it.
Yeah. I cut Landon's hair. I don't do a great job, but you know what? It is what it is. He's 7 years old or 8 years. How old is he? 8 years old. Nobody's gonna care. As my mom says, nobody pays attention to a galloping horse.
I'm flashing back to the summer.
Which what?
When you cut it, and I don't know, I can't remember. Like, he wouldn't stop moving or whatever. So.
Oh, I gouged his oh my Lord! And I've done that a couple of times, but it's okay. So my last resolution. Step away from social media.
Yeah.
I ironically enough, yesterday I didn't even touch my Facebook from probably for several hours.
Right.
And I got so much done.
It is a succubus of time.
It is. And I need to stop the stupid little habit of literally walking past my phone or picking it up multiple times.
Yeah.
That all adds up. And then you fall down that rabbit hole. But that is my...
And that is a good one. And that leads into my last one, which is be a better mom.
Yeah.
And be a better person, better friend, be a better wife, blah, blah, blah,
blah. Be more present.
This comes back to what your last one is.
Yeah.
I have been seriously debating about... as I find a way to be more organized and I sit down at my desk and work here, deleting things off of my phone, such as Facebook, because I find that I'm constantly in Facebook instead of in real life. Right.
And you get on to check one little thing and then you end up an hour later and, I agree.
And I've started that. In the last couple of weeks, I've really started because I'll still find myself and this is, if you know me and I don't respond as quickly as I used to, it's because I don't have it on me. I've been leaving my phone either in the kitchen or in my bedroom away from me.
And we've talked about that before.
So just that I'm not constantly aware of what's going on. Everything, everything is not an emergency.
No.
And I think when we have everything at our
Disposal.
arm's reach, or whatever you want to call it, everything becomes so more important than what's in front of you. So, and the other part of that is I'm finding that not jealousy, but I feel like I'm making judgments about my own life maybe based on what people are showing on Facebook. And the reality is they're probably not really that happy. And
right.
blah,
No,
blah,
I
blah,
agree.
And they're a hot mess.
I agree.
But I'm finding a hard time.
I know. I totally get what you're saying.
Right.
Disconnecting.
Yes.
I get it because I think we talked about this, or maybe I talked to my mom about it, but you have a tendency on these social media sites to think that what everyone is posting is what you're supposed to be doing.
Yes.
Or
yeah.
that they've got the perfect life, or that they're this and that. And it's easy to get your feelings hurt. I also on these social media sites. I mean, I've had a couple of experiences lately that really pissed me off, hurt my feelings, rubbed me the wrong way, whatever you want to say.
Right.
And I thought, in real life, this would never happen. But it just shows you the ugly side of social media.
Right.
And I've just gotten to the point where...
And it kind of shows you the ugly side of yourself, really.
Yeah. Well, and of other people
right.
as well. Because I think, wow, you would never do this to me in person.
Right.
Why are you doing this on here?
But you allow yourself to be hurt by things that probably really aren't. Some of it is, but like some things that really don't even pertain to you.
Right.
And you're like, oh.
Right.
You wouldn't necessarily be like that in real life. So...
Well, and I'll be honest with you. I have some friends on Facebook, not friends, I say, but people that I have friended who are amazing that I don't even know in person. Like, I have met them.
Right.
I met the nicest lady when I broke my ankle through Words with Friends. And, we started chatting. And then once my ankle healed, I told her, I said, I'm going to have to leave Words with Friends because it's such a time suck.
Right.
Come find me on Facebook. And she did. And she is amazingly sweet. And Linda, if you're listening, but it's for those friends alone, and for my mom, I stay on Facebook.
And I don't knock Facebook. I don't knock it in any way, shape, or form. I just think that
it's a lot of high school drama. I feel like on Facebook,
and I think that we allow it to do that to ourselves.
No,
like
you're right.
When I first joined Facebook, and I put off joining for quite a while. I don't think I joined until like 2009. I would still, and I think the phone is my downfall, not Facebook, because back in 2009 you joined, I'm sure,
on the computer,
right? On the computer, you would check it, you would go about your day, you might check it at night before you go to bed. We get this app on our phone now, and we can look it up constantly, and then I find myself looking at it instead of paying attention to my children, or last night Maggie's like, "Do you want to play Uno?" And I found myself being irritated.
She wanted you to get off of your phone. Yeah, I get totally.
But I caught myself like, yes, baby, I'll play Uno with you.
I agree.
But I had to make myself, because when she originally said it, I'm like, geez, I just want 5 minutes. But the reality is it wasn't 5 minutes. It was 5 minutes 3 hours ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, it's that, what do they call it? It's a condition that's been proven that it releases something in your brain.
Right.
It's almost like drugs. It's that feeling of satisfaction. I forget what they call it, but you get that release every time you check that phone. But that's one of my big ones.
Right.
I've made a commitment to, if I'm at home, mostly because I want to be productive at home, is to check it in the morning when I get up, because that's what I do when I drink my coffee, and then again at night. Not during the day.
Right. So we might have to switch over to text messaging each other instead of Messenger, because
I don't mind Messenger because, we can send little gifts and cute things.
Can we do that without being on Facebook?
I don't know.
Because I'm not going to delete it yet. If I can
I think
restrain
you can keep your Messenger on your
if I can
phone.
restrain from being constantly on it,
Yeah.
then I'll keep it.
Well, I think it's kind of back to the same thing like I was talking about, incorporate the one habit a day.
Right.
If you just every single day get up and say, I'm only going to do it here and I'm only going to do it here, and you just constantly make that effort for the next few days, hopefully it becomes ingrained, and then that's what you do.
Right.
I know there are many times during the day, though, that I will, it'll be hard. Like when I go sit in the car and wait for my daughter at 2:30. But you know what? It's okay. What
That's
else am I doing?
Actually,
I'm
that's a
sitting
really
in the
perfect
car.
time to do it because you're
Yeah.
not taking away from someone
Right.
else's time.
But
And it's going to be a hard one for us to do because the reality is that we use it, we rely on it, but there has to be an answer to that.
not during. I don't want to use it during the day anymore.
Right.
I don't. And I'm lucky. I'm not one of those people who has those notifications that pop up.
Right.
I disabled that immediately when I put the app on my new phone, and I don't do that. But I know some people do, and that is so distracting. Like I couldn't imagine every single time someone did something that it popped on my phone.
Right.
I just don't. I don't want to look back at the end of my life and say, oh, I'm so glad I spent so much time on my phone.
I don't want to be irritated that someone asked me to play Uno.
Yeah. So that's one of my
Right.
big ones.
Me too.
So
That's a good one.
be more present.
Yeah.
Because I think that's kind of what it boils down to. It may not even be the social media. It's just that damn phone.
Right.
Just be more present,
I think it's the phone.
Yeah. No, you're right. Because I read tons of articles.
Right.
And
And I find that too. Like I now, I'll click on this and read it, and then this will go to something else, and it's not
Rabbit
necessarily
trail.
just Facebook. It's yeah.
Yeah. Oh, but those are all of my resolutions,
Mine
and I'm
too.
hoping to stick to them. It'd be interesting. We should do like an end of the year wrap up and
A
see
checkup.
if we held any of them on to any of them. I don't know. So
All right, we'll do that.
yeah, tell us what's your New Year's resolutions.
If you
are.
have, I think some of them are usually the same, but if you have something that's like mind blowing, or you have some huge goals,
And sometimes it helps to share it. You
Because
feel
you're
more
held
accountable.
accountable,
So
right.
yeah, so if any of you guys want to post it, and then we can all help you, stay
Right.
accountable. Absolutely, no matter what it is.
I will
Absolutely.
get on
So
your
put it on our
ass,
Facebook
yeah.
page.
All right. Next week we are going to be talking about are you a saver or are you a spender?
Yep.
So join us then. And while we're at it, just remember that we both have individual blogs.
Yep. I am
One Fed Up Mommy.
One Fed Up Mommy.
And for as long as you're doing it, which I think you should continue
Yeah.
doing it. That's my vote. If you want to change it, that's one thing, but I don't think I would give up quite yet.
No, and I'm not. I just probably you might not see as many posts.
I think that's okay.
Yeah.
I think that's
agree.
okay.
Yeah.
You can find her at all the social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
Pinterest, and her website.
Yep. Same with us as
Yes.
Life Around the Laundry Pile.
Yes. And then I am Never Drink from Mommy's Cup, and you can find me at all those places too.
Yeah. That's it.
All right. Have a great week, guys.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.